What if you found out that words were magic? What if you found out that they had an electronic resonance that vibrated the same way that they have found out that there's an electronic resonance in our heart, in our being, in our field? What if you found out that everything that you say has magical potency to create or destroy? What would you choose? Today, I was overheard the news, and this is what stirred me to make this video. What I hear in the news is language that perpetuates violence, discrimination, disconnection, and dis-ease feeds off of disconnection. Disconnecting each of us from one another is what creates the dis-ease that we live in, the depression, the anxiety, the hopelessness, the helplessness, the neurodivergence, cancer, PTSD. Every aspect of dis-ease has an energetic potency to it. Potency is ringing true in this video. I'm going to have to look into this later because that's twice now that I've said that. So there's something very potent about maybe what I'm saying, about what I need to look into, and I'll venture down that and report back whenever I find it. However, to stay in stream with this video, I just wanted to be informal as well as informative and just say, if you knew for a fact that words were magic, how would you use them? Would you continue to talk about the discrimination of race? Would you continue to talk about the discrimination of sexes? Would you continue to talk about things that disconnected each one of us, or that a paradigm is feeding us to disconnect us in our beliefs? Our beliefs are our own. They are separate from each person for a reason, but they are not meant to disconnect us unless we allow the fear conscious to feed it. We don't want fear conscious to feed us anymore. We want to be free. We want to enable love, light, language, and the ability to grow through transmutation. Shadow is an element of our survival, arrival, thriving, and just moving through this 3D world. However, we have let it get to a maximum catapult that has become destructive, right? Like the fear consciousness is so big. However, when the pain gets so great, when the fear gets so great, eventually there is a propellation of change that is magnificent. And that's what we are heading towards. So the more that we can make aware that don't feed the fear with your words, feed the hope, feed the change. I always find myself, if I'm being judgmental or if I'm in a situation where someone is responding the way that I wouldn't think that I would, or that I don't think that they should, I use the mantra, bless them, change me. Because I am the only one that can do anything about me and the way that I'm viewing that situation at the time. So instead of focusing on how I think what they're doing is wrong, or I don't like the history of our country or the history of the world and the paradigms it's created. I don't focus on those. I focus on the bless them, change me. And with the change in me comes the change in everyone around me, because then I'm planting the seed. So take that mantra with you. Use your words in the lightest of vibration, the ones that have the most electromagnetic pulse, because less is truly more at times. So saying less can mean so much more. Speaking with kindness always means more. We know that. And I know that that's hard to do in a situation where we feel anxiety and fatigue and hungry, angry, all of those things as well. But if you set the intention to hold this in your mind, eventually the behavior and the circumstances will intertwine in a labyrinth around you that allows you to move into the direction of intention that you want with your words, which is creating in sovereignty, which means also honoring the duality and the understanding that sometimes B has to happen to get to C. And A created it with the best of intentions, even if it was still in survival. However, I want to loop it back around to the words and before I send off. The words are vital. If we keep living in the past, talking about the treacheries of the past and discriminating against one another or feeding into the things that disconnect us, we will continue to feed dis-ease. So let's feed harmony, let's feed strength, let's feed openness and connection. Connection is vital to the soul because we are all one, as within, without. I lost my words there for a second. I don't even know how. So just bear with me. As above, so without, so below, as within, so without. I know this. I say it all the time to myself. Oh my gosh, I'm flushing red. Anyways, thank you for listening today. I wanted to go a little further with it. However, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to leave it for today, and I'm going to honor that and do that. I hope you enjoyed this video and look for many more. Namaste.